Let's go in deep. Let's go in deep with Indy. She always authentic. Listen to this episode, you will be replenished. It's free to subscribe, but you have to pay attention. They tried to count her out, but she beat the statistics. Conversation for the soul, you hear it in your spirit. Her presence always felt, cause by God she was gifted. She feeds you the truth with the recipe of wisdom. Them hard conversations, she just make it sound simple. Get tapped in with the goddess with serenity power. She blossom with the earth, she a perfect lotus flower. Standing on the square, never fold like a coward. Food for your thought, for your mind to devour. Never losing hope when you have God as your master.
Welcome back to another episode of InDeep with Indy, where our conversations are never surface level. We go deep. I mean, deep into the soul, deep into your journey, getting to know you for who you are, not for how people perceive you to be based off of your platform. Today's guest is a content creator, visual storyteller, and entrepreneur who made a decision early to bet on himself, even when it didn't make sense to anyone else. Originally from Memphis and now based in Nashville, he walked away from a full-ride scholarship to pursue his own vision. What followed wasn't instant success. It was pressure, uncertainty, and learning how to stand on a decision when life doesn't immediately reward it. From creating skits that turned into income to building a production company, stepping into stand-up comedy, launching a food review platform, and navigating marriage, his journey is still unfolding in real time. Behind the creativity, behind the humor, behind the content, there's a deeper story. Welcome to InDeep with Indy, Joshua. It's time for us to walk through that journey in that story.
Thank you. Wow, that was a heck of a an intro. So thank you. Yeah. I enjoyed that.
You did. Thank you.
I did.
You know,
I did.
I try to do something extra.
For sure.
Something.
Real quick, are you able to curse on here or anything? What's?
Yes.
Let me know. I just need to know before.
Everyone asked me that question, and
For sure.
yes,
Okay.
you are allowed to say your favorite curse word or words.
You gotta
whatever.
double check. Every platform is different.
Be yourself and
Cool.
Things like that. It will not disrupt my spirit. Now, if you say something like sometimes people get on here and be vulgar, and I'm like,
Yeah, for sure. I do believe that there is a such thing as too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people get on here and be too much.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's a therapy session for them.
It actually,
therapist.
my podcast is like therapy.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. So yeah.
Okay. Cool.
You ready to get into this journey?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's just have some fun.
We gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
Don't get on here crying either.
I hope not.
So Taylor,
Yes.
take me back to Memphis. Before the cameras, before the content, before Nashville. Who were you as a young boy, and what kind of environment were you growing up in?
Okay. So I grew up in a weird little background, I would say. So my dad, let's see here, grew up in Westwood. And it was just a small community, pretty quiet. Nothing really much happened, but my dad is very, not the typical black man, I would say, very old school. A lot of people called him like white. He was like that old country white man in a way. Because my dad would just listen to a lot of old country music all the time. He was very strict. He was in the military as well, so I wasn't able to do too much. I was always helping him, with the yard, just stuff like that.
I don't know, but I'm following.
Okay. Yeah. So helping him with the yard, doing yard work and everything like that. And so my dad owned a pigeon coop as well.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I'm very different. Yeah.
Like smoking in the pigeon coop.
Like an actual, he had homing pigeons. So basically they were trained he'll let them out, fly around for a few hours, and then they'll come back like it ain't nothing. He'll feed them and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a pretty simple, I would say, childhood growing up. It was a 2-parent household as well. My mom, my dad, and everything. So it was pretty cool. But it was I wanted more. I would say that, but it was very just a small I feel like I was in a bubble growing
Yeah.
up. I'll say that for sure.
And you wanted more. Like,
Yeah.
and that's something that we get into because, you know, the want of more, the need of more, and then when you get more, it may not be what you thought it was going to be. The simple life. So old country,
Yes.
white man.
That's what the
Why
vibe
that?
was.
Why did you use that phrase? Like old country, white man.
Because I feel like you don't really see. He had hunting dogs too, but that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, so like, yeah, you don't really see like the typical, you know, black man doing that now. And I feel like that stereotype is typically associated with, you know, older men. I feel like this older white men they just country and everything. They just feeling country stuff. So that's how I feel like. Yeah, that's why I say that. I just feel like
Okay.
it was just,
No, I was wondering. So when you said you want more, what did more look like for you at that time?
at that time.
Yeah. If you can go back to as early as possible when you started to want more, what did
Okay.
that look like and where did it change at?
Let's see here. I want to say probably middle school. Middle school is when I really wanted to experiment. You know, I knew that was more than life to just what my dad was telling me about. He only could tell me so much from his perspective, right? Because he's, you know, born in the 60s and everything. And I was just like, you know what? I want to do more. I want to be able to experiment more because I saw a lot of my peers, I couldn't really relate to them because, you know, that was at the time, I think Soulja Boy was real big, you know, just, you know, listening to early Gucci Mane and stuff like that. And I couldn't relate. I just couldn't relate to that. So I remember I took it upon myself to just do stuff that was different. So I remember trying out for I started trying out for the teams at my middle school. I went to the near middle school, by the way. It was pretty cool. So I tried out for football, tried out for baseball, stuff like that, just experimenting and everything like that. So yeah, that was me getting out my comfort zone and just trying something new. So yeah.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's good. So do you feel like your parents probably domesticated you? And what I mean by that is like they pushed their own stuff onto you to make you feel like this is what I'm supposed to do, this is what I'm not supposed to do?
Yeah, more so my dad for sure. I mean, I'm grateful, looking back on my life, I'm grateful for how I grew up now, just because I feel like it kept me on the straight and narrow, you know?
Yeah.
So the fact that I had a 2-parent household, even though it was more strict than my liking, it still kept me, you know, how I was supposed to be raised for the most part.
I love that. So as you were growing up, what did you believe your life was supposed to look like before you ever made decisions to choose your own path?
Exactly what my dad was telling me my life was gonna be. Like my dad would always, you know, kind of paint this picture for how he wanted me to live my life in a way. And at the time, I didn't really know much at all. I just know this small, you know, life that I live in. So yeah, that's all I knew. So I would say I didn't really know much about what I wanted to do at all. Not until high school. I consider myself a late bloomer, for real. Yeah. So I didn't really find myself until like high school, and I was like, you know what, this is, you know, it's more than life than just what my dad is telling me. It's like I want to be able to, you know, I want to do. I started doing photography in high school and everything like that. My dad did buy me a camera, and that sparked my interest and everything into photography, and that opened my eyes up to what more is out here.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of times with parents, and I'm a parent myself, sometimes our voices ring loud.
Yes.
So everything that we say is like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is how it's supposed to be. And unconsciously, we don't even realize what we're doing to our children. We're just sitting here and we're pushing our own beliefs and things onto them. And we're pushing our fears onto them. And we don't realize, like, we are taking away their authentic mind, their authentic selves, their authentic words, their authentic actions. And it can become hindering it can hinder you to a certain point. So I get why it was like, oh, high school, now I know, because
For sure.
your dad was like, it was there.
Yeah.
And I know you wanted to make him proud, and you was probably at a point to where you like, darn, I'm disappointing him. And maybe even like some of his words and actions would be like, darn, I just disappointed him, but this is really what I want to do. And now I got to stop doing this because it's disappointing, especially at a younger age,
Facts.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It was definitely, it was quite interesting. It was quite interesting. I still find myself trying to navigate those situations. Like my mindset, you know, and trying to ask myself, am I thinking for myself or is this something that my dad has kind of ingrained in me in a way? I remember when I was younger, all the time, like 5, 6 in the morning, my dad would always, like, he was prepping me young. He'd be like, man, you know, gotta, you know, he had that picket fence mentality. No, you're good. That home, that house and that picket fence mentality. So I remember, you know, 5 o'clock in the morning, he'll always wake me up like, son, you know, I got to teach you how to cook just in case you marry a woman that can't cook. Got to make sure you able to take care of yourself. Yes, I'm serious. So that's how my dad was. I love him though. Like, but that's how he was though. So it still is, honestly. But
so you know how to cook?
Yeah, I know how to cook. Yep.
From scratch or just like?
Yeah, I can cook from scratch and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I started
Taylor.
I started cooking around 9.
I don't know why I call you Taylor because
You can call me Taylor. Taylor's cool.
Joshua.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, go. You can call me whichever one you want to.
I like Tailor Made because that's your brand or your name.
Sure. Yeah,
so.
Tailor Made is the brand, so
I just go with Taylor.
For sure.
So people can remember Tailor Made.
Yeah.
But anywho, that's good though. I teach my children how to be in the kitchen too because it's like my 17-year-old, he got to get out. Yeah. I don't know, like he's starting to smell himself. I'm like, yo, you gotta go. So let me make sure you got all life skills before you leave my house. For
sure. You said 17?
Yeah.
You look like you have a 17-year-old.
Thank you.
Yeah, for real.
Like, yeah, I'm 25 forever.
Okay, yeah. I was asking about to say 25.
Yeah, 25
too.
forever.
I was going to say 25, man. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna go with it. Yes. My birthday is coming up and I'm gonna be 25 still.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow, black don't crack.
It don't do it. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So I like that you made the bold decision to be yourself and go on your own journey. And I really like the fact that your dad he got you a camera. I don't know if he got it before your interest sparked or after your interest sparked.
It was after, because I just let the camera just sit. It was literally sitting in the corner of the house for I want to say probably about 2, maybe 3 years.
Dang.
And, yeah, I swear. And then out of nowhere, I want to say I think he got me the camera my freshman year of college. I didn't pick it up until my freshman year of high school. I didn't pick it up until my junior year. And I think that's what sparked my interest. Like I had my first photo shoot with my homeboy Tony. And then I just kind of went from there. Yeah, I was like, oh man, this is fun. This is dope. So I started putting in the work, doing more photo shoots and everything, and everything kind of just led me, I guess, to here where I'm at now.
That's crazy. So going from there, you made a bold decision to walk away from a full scholarship.
Yeah.
It was a full ride scholarship. What was happening internally that made you trust your vision over a guaranteed path?
Goodness gracious. All right. So, let me pace myself.
Yes, pace yourself.
Okay. So, I gotta sort through my thoughts. So in college,
you need to read this book I'm reading. It's called Spiritual Hygiene. It's by Ayanla. I'll show you the book.
Okay.
You should read that. It helps like the declutter of your mental.
Really?
Emotional, physical, all that. But yeah, it's called Spiritual Hygiene. You and your wife could read it together to be a dope book for y'all.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
My bad, but you can.
No, you good. You good. So in college, I got to a point where at TSU they didn't really offer the classes that I really wanted, because I knew for a fact at that time, at least, I was like, photography is the thing I want to do. I don't want to do anything else. But then at TSU they didn't offer. They only offer like one photography course, so I couldn't like major, in it. So the most I can do with photography is graphic design, but I knew for a fact it just wasn't me. Graphic design wasn't me. I knew for a fact photography is it. So I got to a point where I would have a lot of conversations with teachers and my peers, and they would be like, "Man, I'm just here at school. just kind of just taking my classes. And so I would ask them, well, what do you want to do like in your field that you're studying? And he'd be like, man, I don't know. And I would hear that often, not all the time, but often. I don't know. And I knew for a fact I didn't want to be that person I graduate from school, I get a degree, and I end up not, working in my field that I got a degree in. I just feel like it's a waste of time. So my sophomore year is when I really started to have that shift of perspective. Mm-hmm. And I'm very heart driven. And so whatever my heart tells me, I have to listen to it. So first it starts over the, small heartbeat, but then it starts to just pound and pound, and to the point where I literally can't ignore it. And so, I was just like, nah, this ain't for me. I don't know. I really didn't know how I was going to handle everything after dropping out. I felt like what I was doing was completely crazy because I'm going to school for free. I felt ungrateful. But there was the positive side of things that was telling me, yo, just do it. Like this, for a fact, you don't want to do this. So just, walk by faith, not by sight. And so I mustered up the courage my junior year, going into my senior year, and I was just like, nah, this isn't for me. So I really, really had to listen to my own heart and my journey and everything. Yeah. So I dropped out. Everyone was telling me I was crazy. Me and my dad had a falling out as well. For a few years, because, he was telling me, I brought you through school, all these things just for you to go to college and for you to really make something of yourself. So he felt like I was, making a grave, grave decision. And I literally had to dead the noise. I couldn't listen to anyone else. I had to follow my heart. Mm-hmm. And so, I just said, man, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure it out. Dropped out of school. And that's what led me to drop out. So,
sometimes that journey can be lonely, especially like what's for you. Like a lot of times what God has for you, people aren't supposed to understand. It's like bigger.
Yes.
So
I'm not quite sure
it's.
How to help you with that.
Uh-oh, they listening.
Okay, Alexa.
AI taking over. They listening.
He said, I'm not sure. I didn't ask, I didn't ask.
Do you need therapy?
Do you need therapy? Because we like, what? But that's what happens a lot of times. And it's like, you can take that now. I don't know if you and your wife, do you have children yet?
No, not yet. No.
Okay. Yeah. So you can take that and remember that. So I feel like it's going to help you to be a amazing parent and as well as your wife if y'all go through that declutter and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I know that a lot of times I could tell a vision of mine and people would never understand it. And they're going to put all their fears on it. They're going to down talk it. They're going to pray against it without even knowing. They think they're praying for you to make a change and all this, but they're praying against it. And that's praying on you, not for you. And people think that they got your best interest at heart, but it's really theirs. And it's like projection and all this stuff. So you're like, but hey, like, dang. So you going to stop because this is what I want? Because I'm proud that you're doing that, but that's something that usually happens. Like, you really... Yeah. You ain't even asked me nothing. What happened in your lifetime? Like, Daddy, let's sit down and have a conversation. Because why you so mad at me for following my dreams? Yeah. Like, was the Army your dream? Was this your dream? Or was this something that was taught and it's just stuck in your soul and your bones and you never got rid of it?
We was able to have a lot of those conversations recently. I think once I was able to heal from a lot of my past traumas, and I got to a point in my life, I want to say 2 years ago, is when I really started to see my father for who he was as a man versus him being, being my parent. So once I was able to see him from that perspective, I understood why he was the way that he was, especially being born, because he had me at 40,
Dang.
I know.
Daddy, Papa was a rolling stone. No, I'm just playing. I'm joking.
He was 40 years old.
I mean, that's not, hold on now. That's not bad, because That's not.
Kinda.
No.
I mean, there are people that have, kids
at 50.
older. Yeah, I know someone
somebody who had a child at 60.
Yeah, me too.
I said, okay,
Yeah.
daddy, out here rolling, honey. That's granddaddy now.
I think I had a friend.
He ain't gonna be able to
his
meet
dad-
his grandkids. I'm sorry.
Thanks, no,
I
you real.
apologize. That is not
Nah,
funny,
you good.
India.
It is kind of funny.
It's like,
This is kind
God.
of like,
You was like, forget it. I don't even want no grandkids.
Yeah.
I don't even want to do this again. Let's just get this over with.
yeah, it's crazy. So my friend had his dad had him at 67.
A
I think it
67?
was 67. Yeah, something like that. It was definitely in the 60s for sure.
The little swimmers keep swimming.
Hey, yeah.
Nemo. Finding Nemo.
So I
Let's
guess 40
keep
isn't.
swimming. Like, what in the...
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's the Taurus in me. We play too much.
So I guess 40 isn't too bad, but
40 is not
Yeah.
that bad. Like, because we're not going to talk about 40.
yeah. But imagine me. I can't have like at school they would have bring your parent to work day. And everybody was like, oh, they say bring your parent, not your grandparent. And so I would get talked about by kids at my school.
That's
You know what
not
I'm saying?
funny. But 40, okay, maybe, I don't know. Your dad was just a little stressed because some people don't look their age.
Yeah, I mean, my dad still looked young, but I think when he told people his age, they'd be like, damn, you remember Kevin Hart? Damn.
That's why I'm going to keep on saying I'm 25.
Yeah.
I don't got time for this. Because if I want to have a child at 40, I'm going to have a child at 40.
Yeah. For sure. I don't believe there's a...
No, don't lie to yourself because there is an age.
Is there? Okay.
Because 60 and 67 is insane.
No,
Even
for sure.
50.
Yeah.
45 is crazy.
Yeah. I feel like...
I mean, 40 is like the new 30s.
Yeah, I can see that. So what do you feel like? You feel like the cutoff for a woman to give birth is 41, 2, 3? Which one of those?
Maybe 40.
Which one of those?
The cutoff is 40.
Okay,
40.
40. Okay, cool.
Because I got to think about it. I'm going to be wanting to travel. But then by that time, you should be established. You should have your life together. Hopefully be rich enough to get a nanny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 40.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like 40 that's a pretty good age. And yeah, anything over 40.
It's like,
Yeah, because you're going to be 58 by the time they turn 18. You got to think about that.
I'm going to be a great 58-year-old, so it don't matter.
No, for
I
sure.
ain't going to be 58. I'm
For
going to
sure.
be 25 still.
Facts.
Yeah.
Come on now.
That's
You already
my go-to age. So after that decision, when life didn't go the way you expected, and then COVID hit,
Yes.
what did the season force you to confront about yourself? Because, baby, COVID hit and everybody
Yeah.
was over it.
Yeah. So, all right. I can't talk about this without mentioning my ex, right? I'm not going to talk about her in a negative light. I don't believe in that. But I was in a toxic relationship. Both of us were just bad for each other. So we were together when I dropped out of TSU. So let me give you a timeline. Dropped out of school. I sold all my photography equipment at the time to be able to afford an apartment. I pawned it, actually. I think it was for like about $900. I pawned it.
I know your daddy was pissed.
Yeah, I don't think he knew. He didn't know, actually.
Do he know now?
Yeah.
You told him?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I would say if he sees this episode, y'all finna be beefing for the rest of his life.
Nah, he
it's
knew.
over.
Yeah,
Because daddy probably like 70.
yeah, I'm 28. He's 68.
And he's
So
68.
he pushing.
He's pushing 70.
He's pushing 70. Yeah. So yeah,
It's okay.
Nah, yeah, for sure.
He's still young.
Absolutely.
You're still young. I'm not talking about you at all.
Yeah, so pawned all my equipment, was able to get an apartment. So me and her move in. Everything's great. COVID happened. At the time, I was working for Life Touch, the senior portrait, company. But then they laid people off after COVID happened. Now I was able to get unemployment, checks because they had like bonuses at that time for people that were out during COVID. So I think it was a little extra money for sure. But honestly, I would say COVID felt the most freeing for me. Just because I think me and my ex at that time, we felt like we was in a good place. So we didn't really have to confront each other for real. But I think we were still Like we were still doing Uber Eats and everything when the streets was empty. So I remember doing Uber, just having fun. I didn't have to worry about a job. I felt free.